So here I'm going to be going through how to remove the actuator out of here. You're just going to need some side cutters, plier, and then a couple replacement pins and a zip tie. So first part of the process that I'm going to start is cutting this zip tie up here, holding the wire just to make sure I don't forget that. Try to avoid cutting the wire. Now you can feed this back down through the step. Now that's out of the way, unsecured. Now I'm going to come in here and cut these pins. So this. They're kind of tough to get. Now you can pop that out of there, take the washer off, and repeat on this side. You just kind of got to squeeze, wiggle a little bit. You'll get it. There's that one. And get these pulled out of here. That's out of the way. So now after we got our pins cut out of here and our washers off, this thing's gonna be really tight still because it's fully locked down, which is probably the situation it's gonna happen in. So what you're gonna do here, you're gonna be careful not to cut your wires, but cut this little cable tie, get that cut. Now we can get at this bolt here. I'm gonna grab 3/4 inch wrench, 3/4 inch socket on an impact. Reach around to the back side to the nut. Okay. Oops. Drop my nut. Now I got the bolt out. It's still gonna be really tight. So what we're gonna do to fix that problem, you're gonna take your helper bar and kind of do that there. It's gonna pull that loose, so now I can move around. And now it's as simple as just getting it here, pulling it off. There you go. That's how you remove it. So what I'm gonna need to do here, I'm gonna tap this back down. Reinstall this bolt. Grab my nut. Get that on there, and here. Tighten this back up. So now what we're doing is we're gonna remove and replace your engagement pins down here. First thing, now that we have the actuator out of here, I'm just gonna take and drop this down so it's sitting more flat. Now I'm gonna remove these pins so then I can drop this whole plate back. I'm gonna be taking out both the top pins. Take my 1/2 inch wrench and socket. Get this on here. Okay. That's out of the way. Nut, that's gone. Knock this out. And repeat the process on the other side. Okay, now that we've done that, I'm just gonna drop this back, make sure I'm not gonna crush my fingers or tools. Set that over there, move this. So here, after we got the plate drop down, gives me better access into the back side of this assembly so we can take it apart. We're gonna be actually trying something new this time, have some of these fancy camera glasses, and try this, put these on and see if we can get some better footage for you guys. So now after we have this back plate drop down, gives you better access into here. The first thing that I'm gonna do here is loosen up. There's a 3/8 bolt back here that is holding the pin assembly together. It has a little spacer, washer, bolt, lock washer. Make sure you don't lose that stuff. Kind of remember where it goes. Keep that all together. Now that's done. I'm gonna come here with a 3/4 inch socket, and I forget what size Allen key. Let me look actually. It would be a 5/16 Allen key. So get the socket on there. That's on. This bolt back here is pretty tight fit, but get that. There's a nut and a washer on that bolt. I'm dropping everything. Now I'm going to pull this bolt out from the back side. Kind of drop down, pull this spool out. And now here, takes a little finessing, but you can get that out. And now we have the pin free. You can come here, you kind of turn it to the side here. That's another spacer that you don't want to lose. It goes on the back side of the arm. So set that to the side. So yeah, now you have this flopped over to the side. You can actually turn the pin. So now you have it out towards you. Now this pin just slides right out. It's a whole assembly. Say it's marred up bad, you're replacing it. Put that to the side. You'd be getting a whole new assembly. So now say this is my new assembly. I'm gonna do the same process in reverse order. Drop that in, move that over to the side now. We have this spacer that goes on the back side. Put that on there. Now we're able to slide that over. You can kind of hold that there. I'm gonna take, where is my other bushing? Okay, I'm gonna take this, come in from over here, get that slotted, lift that up to the hole, take my tapered bolt there, and now come back over here. I take my washer and my nut, get that started back on a 1/2 inch Allen bolt. I'm gonna snug that up right away. Oh, Allen bolt, so I need my Allen key. Now that's snugged up. Get my Allen key wiggled back out of here. Now that's done. Now I'm gonna come back around to the front side. I'm gonna grab that spacer, the washer, nut, make sure I have a lock washer, or not nut, bolt, and make sure I have the lock washer on there. Put the spacer over the spool first, and now just thread your 3/8 bolt back in. Once that's started, I'm going to take my impact with a 9/16 and snug that all back up. And now you're good to go. Make sure that it operates smoothly first before you get everything put back together, but that's how you replace your pin. So now that we have the pin reinstalled, you're going to take and flip this back plate back up, get this all put back together. So just kind of roll this up like that. I'm going to pick up that bolt before I forget about it. Make sure that I'm not crushing any tools again. Move that back here. All good on that side, all good on this side. Now I'm just gonna keep pushing forward. And then, yeah, you can kind of just start with the pin on whatever side. I'm gonna start over here just to make life a little easier since this pin's held in. Funny enough, this is one where I'm actually gonna have to go to the other side. So then this doesn't rock back and forth and I can do that pin. So I'm gonna take my pin, tapered end in, hole to the outside. Start that. Now here. Don't use your hand. Okay. That, make sure it's lined up generally. That one slid really nice for me. So now I'll take that, my 1/2 inch socket and wrench, drive the deal through. Got my nut, thread that back on, wrench, socket, impact. Got that. I'll take this to the other side. Make sure I have my hammer still. Now this, I have to push forward a little. Actually, it's just this spring pushing on it. So, what we'll do, lift up, get that started by hand. And now I'm gonna tap that back through. And this is, you can take the spring off if you want to. I'm a little hard-headed, so I left it on. Now this, make sure my hole is lined up. Doesn't have to be perfect. There we go, got it done. Finish tapping that, it's lined up. Grab my bolt, run that through. Nut on the bottom side, rinse and repeat. Get that threaded on. Grab my wrench, impact socket. Snug that up. Now I'm going to be going through the greasing. I'm going to start on this side. Grab my grease gun. That goes through this hole on the side, just a little access hole. Then get that onto the greaser. Push that all the way on. Pump grease, and then you'll see a little grease coming out the top of the spool in there. Tells you you're good. And that's how you replace your engagement pins. There's one step you're gonna have to do before installing it. It's pretty simple. You're gonna have your loader with your plug. You're gonna take and plug these together, and you're just gonna need to extend the actuator a little bit. So with that, I went the wrong way. Now we'll go here. Now it's extended a little bit. Gives us enough wiggle room to reinstall it back into your max attach. So set this here and get my loader out of the way. So now have your actuator extended. And I take first thing, it's gonna be to pull these arms down. Should be pretty easy. And then this, you're gonna wanna make sure that if you're looking at it from the back of the max attach, that you have this facing, this sticker facing away from you. Now, before I go to put this in there, I'm gonna take 2 washers. They go on the round end on that peg, so that you put those there. I'm now going to get this into position. And here, this is a little tricky, but you should be able to line up the pins by moving this arm. Yep, now after we got this pushed all the way onto the pins, you're gonna take your washer. On this side, this pin, it doesn't matter which way you put it in or out. Slide that through there. Tap it in using my plier. Just push on it, make sure it's fully seated. It's a little tricky, but you should be able to reach through. And this, you're just bending around, securing everything in place. Bend that up. Now, spread the plier out a little wider so I can squeeze around both sides of the pin. So that one's in there. It's not going to fall off or anything. Now I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Go through, put the washer on. But here, what you're going to want to do, because this wire runs up past here, you're going to want to make sure that you have this pin in the orientation that it's not going to rub on the wires. That seems backwards to what you'd think, but you actually put it in pointy side up. Because now when you go and bend this around, you'll see. Now this other side, bend this around, spread the plier back out, and repeat, just squeeze that. So now when that's rubbing on the wire, it doesn't have these points to make any abrasions. So just go back up through behind the step. So now when you're going to reroute the wire, you're gonna push it up between the axle and the plate here, and then this slot in the step, that's where you're gonna put the plug in through. Do that. And now here, it lays in this groove. We will have a distance that it should be sticking out there. And then this here, kind of just come in through there, bend it back around, get that back through the other hole. So now it should look like this. And you just kind of saddle the wire with it. Pull this back through. And now you should be able to cinch down pretty tight on it. So now cinch down, it's nice and tight. Shouldn't go anywhere, shouldn't rub on anything. You can take, if you have a flush cut plier like this, and reach here, and just snip that off. And that's how you reinstall your new actuator.